Alright, what's up YouTube? It's the Nice here back with another video. It's gonna be chapter 6 of Secrets of Instant Healing. Like I said, I know y'all seen me. Like I said, got my hair done, looking like a black Luke Skywalker with the black robe on. Ooh, I think it's cold. I'm cold for real. But nah, let me get back to this. Alright, so yeah, so I'm about to read chapter 6. I've been doing some of the practices, the practice in this book, basically about basically trying to find the thought gaps that you have, and that has been working. Like, at times, I just catch myself thinking a lot. I stop myself from thinking, and I'd be like, what's the next thought coming? And they just cease to exist. So, I would say, I've been having a lot of success with that exercise, so I would say keep doing that. And, keep moving forward, of course. But let me get into this next chapter. Who am I? A question that I think everybody asks themselves a lot in their life, or you have to ask yourself that at least one time in your life. But who am I? Chapter 6. The unexamined life is not worth living. The only true wisdom is in knowing that you know nothing. Because that's when you know nothing, and when you admit that you know nothing, you can make steps forward to, know something. Of course, you never know something truthfully, but all the way down to its core, but you start to gain insight and experience. But it was this quote that's saying, you can't diagnose something that you don't know, in a sense, where people, speaking about doctors, right, man, wasn't speaking about doctors, but it was speaking about something specific. I can't remember. But as I think about this, let me finish reading this book. A few years back, Socrates urged just to know thyself. Have you ever asked yourself why he felt that was so very important? What the fuck are they writing? What possible benefits would befall us if we were to become acquainted with ourselves? What the heck is ourself anyway? Let's take a look. Repeat experience 1, finding pure awareness. Rediscover the gap between the thought and do it for several minutes again. Asking one of the preparatory questions. Ask the question every 15 seconds or so, remembering to be very alert and see what happens. Right after you ask the question. Experimentally, this gap between the thought is not so much to write home about. It's just a space filled with stillness, obvious only after one thought ends before the next thought begins. So there is no thinking going on in the interval between the thoughts. You won't be aware of it until you start thinking again. And may not even then. The mind follows the motion. It is enthralled with the movement and form. The gap is free of both. It contains nothing. Nothing means, nothing to the mind. But this is a big mistake. Here is why. All the thoughts in the mind come from that nothing, which we have identified as pure awareness. Test it for yourself. Repeat the exercise and watch the gap. Automatically and without any effort on your part, the next thought spontaneously arrives. There is bright as the day and brand new thought. That's pretty miraculous when you stop to think about it. Pun intended. Each new thought is a marvel of creation. It comes from nothing. So nothing must not be empty. There must be something in that nothing. Otherwise, it cannot produce a thought. Interesting, isn't it? That's funny. I had my coworker, he was I was searching up on the computer, and he was it was some Lao Tzu quotes and what he was speaking about. And his mind was blown by it. But of course, like I said, he's not gonna take it serious. But it was just something that I was amazed by seeing. I see it's very interesting. We try to see people that's not into philosophy or just spirituality try to understand the things. It's good seeing people gears turn. But all right, repeat experience 1 a couple more times. Above all, remember to be alert and wait to see what happens. But now you are getting an old hand and observe the interval between your thoughts. Now let me ask you the $64,000 question. That's pretty specific. Who is watching the gap? There are no thoughts, no emotions, no movement of any kind, but they're still there, aren't you? You didn't go into a coma. You didn't go to the coma. You didn't go to Tacoma. You were right there waiting for your thought to start again, weren't you? Who was waiting? Who was this you? Who was watching when the mind disappears? When you identify with your thoughts and all balled up in your memories and future plans, you refer to the me. Me is the collection of things like your age, your sex, your likes and loves, your hopes, your memories that you call your life. but none of that exists at the moment your thoughts stop. Excuse me. To observe, you must be aware, right? So at that moment, when the mind is turned off, you are aware of nothing. At that moment, there is nothing but pure awareness. And now that you have solved the mystery of who you are awareness. Who is watching? When the mind disappears. Does that sound impossible? The fact cannot be denied. Your direct perception has revealed your inner self to be awareness. That's right. Before me was born and built into the image you recognize as yourself, there was a solitary self, pure awareness. This is what all the hubbub was about 2,500 years ago. When Socrates was talking about asking those probing questions, he made people examine not only the concept of their thoughts, but the thoughts themselves. Of course, you and I know that leads very quickly to pure awareness, the indivisible inner self. But let's think a little longer on this business about us being pure awareness. Think back on your life. Take a moment and revisit your childhood and then some part of your adolescence. Now remember a time during your 20s, 30s, until you reach the present age. I'm only 20, so that's kind of crazy. They talking about 30s and 40s. God damn. Damn. But now remember a time when you in 20s, 30s, etc. And do it till you reach the present age. Think about what you're doing right now. Over your lifetime, your interests, feelings have changed. Your body has grown in age. Family has matured, and families have come and gone. Friends have come and gone. But there was always a part of you that was with you as far back as you can remember, and it's with you still today. It has remained unchanged through all the phases of your life. Me is a collection of things like your age, sex, life, likes, and your loves, your hopes, memories that you call your life. At each stage of your life, know each second of your life, while your body and mind was busy becoming what it is today, your awareness stood silent vigil, a timeless witness. When you said, I want my mommy, I hate gym class, I will love you forever, I don't like loud music, you were identifying things, events, and feelings that were happening to me, in quotations, but not to the self. The thing and feelings in your life, like wanting mommy or hating gym class, etc., all changed and now resides a part of you called memory. The things in your life changed and changing still. Your awareness has remained an unmoving witness to the movie that you call your life. Alfred Lord Tennyson spoke to this mystery enduring changeless in his poem, The Brook, when he penned, men may come and men may go, but I go on forever. We could just as easily, but far less eloquently, say my security, feelings, thoughts, body, and environment may come and go, but my awareness goes on forever. It certainly is not as stirring to the soul, but it does get the point across. Why is knowing thyself so absolutely vital? When you come to appreciate your inner self as unchanging, unbounded, eternal awareness, your dependence on a withering body and failing mind begins to loosen its hold. You become aware that you are beyond the field of change and death. Become aware that beyond all things and all thought, me is you eternally exists as awareness. If for just a few minutes of observing the gap between your thoughts become peace and relaxation, imagine what joyful adventures await you when pure awareness infuses your thinking, eating, working, and loving. Discovering yourself to be pure awareness at the bottom of your mind is the first step to living a full, bounteous life. Teaching awareness into daily activity is the next step. Finally, when you learn to heal your wounds and the wounds of others, it is truly a self-made blessing. That's beautiful. The next chapter is called the gate technique. That's chapter 7. Only 30 pages in. How many pages off? I ain't bad. But yeah, that's that chapter. Like I said, they just talking about pure awareness right now. They just setting the groundwork. And they know how to really rile this shit up. But really, I think this is a good book on, I guess, beginner spirituality, in the sense where you trying to learn separation, dissociation with your own thoughts and reality. But yeah, if y'all like the video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later on the next video.